This goes much deeper than we thought it did. And we're going to get into this tonight. As we have mentioned, we're hearing serious questions now about whether Mrs. Clinton may have committed a felony by conducting all of her official government business on a private email account. It's not just the private email. You can have private email. It's what you do with the email thereafter that becomes the problem. You see, federal law makes it a crime punishable to up to 3 years in prison if someone has records and, quote, willfully and unlawfully conceals or destroys such records. Did she conceal those records for years when those 7 committees were demanding to see her personal correspondence, her professional correspondence? Moments before we came to air, I spoke to Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. So is she in trouble legally?
She's in a lot of trouble legally, and there's 2 sources of her trouble. One is if she retained on her personal email account using the Clinton server at her home or near her home in Chappaqua, New York, classified materials, classified documents. She arguably violated the same statute that General Petraeus has agreed that he will plead guilty to, which prohibits retaining classified information in a non-government, non-secured way. That's a misdemeanor. It's not a felony. There's no grand jury. There's no trial jury. But the punishment is up to a year in jail and a $100,000 fine for each document.
Does it have to be a willful thing? She's going to say, I did it all my information was there. I didn't do that willfully. I wasn't willfully flouting the law.
Well, she doesn't have to willfully flout the law, but she has to willfully retain the document. If she received a classified document or discussion about classified information, for example, we're going after Osama bin Laden. We think he's in Abbottabad, and that comes from the president or from the Secretary of Defense, and that is in her computer in her home,
right,
rather than secured in the government computer. She has violated the same statute that General Petraeus is going to plead guilty to.
What are the odds that when she did all of her emailing on the private account, that in her entire tenure as Secretary of State, she never sent or received anything classified, which is what the State Department's claiming right now?
In my view, it would be inconceivable. I don't know how she could do her job, because she had the highest security clearance there is. She had the same security clearance as the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the head of the CIA, so that she could openly and clearly deal with these national secrets. It's inconceivable she never dealt with it.
All right, let's talk about number 2, because number 2 would get her in even bigger trouble, and now we're talking potential felony.
Yes, number 2. The other way that she's in trouble is a person who knowingly and willfully destroys or conceals government records. This is a felony punishable in jail by up to 3 years, and, are you ready for this, disqualification from holding public office under the United States of America in the future.
That is stunning.
Well,
what would they have to prove? That she knowingly did it and that she unlawfully did it?
Yes, and the it is concealing from the government documents that she knew or ought to have known belonged to the government.
She's been turning over documents, but not all documents.
Correct, because instead of going to the government and saying, I want my personal documents, the government had to go to her and say, we want the governmental documents. So instead of the government giving her the personal ones, she decided what was personal and what was governmental.
And that's where we are today. That is the current status, that she has decided what we get and what we don't get.
That act of possessing and deciding is the act of concealment, which is made criminal by the statute.
We're going to see a battle on this front, potentially. Not under this Attorney General, but perhaps in the future. Judge, good to see you.
Pleasure.
The last time Hillary Clinton ran for the White House, she hammered the Bush administration over the issue of secret emails. Watch.
Our Constitution is being shredded. We know about the secret wiretaps. We know about the secret military tribunals, the secret White House email accounts. It is a stunning record of secrecy and corruption, of cronyism run amok.
What a hypocrite.